Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Today we're going to talk about my team and Salah and Son replacement for game week 21. Thankfully, I scored 93 points in game week 20. Ariola in goal was another excellent performance, and 8 saves in addition to 3 bonus points rewarded me with 11 points. Another disappointing performance from my defenders, Pedro Boro. Gabriel was very frustrating, but despite scoring 0 points, Trent Alexander-Arnold was better and should have got at least 1 or 2 returns, 1 goal and 1 assist. He hit the post, but unfortunately he was much unlucky. Bowen was disappointing, but Brighton dominated against West Ham United. My midfielder were excellent. I scored many points. Palmer, my first midfielder in the game week, scored 18 points. Saka with a goal. Son with a goal. Salah with a very excellent performance. My captain scored 32 points by captaincy. Watkins and Solanke up front. This is my current team. Regarding my defensive backs, Ariola again in goal, in a very decent chance for the fourth clean sheet in a row. Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's a decent chance against Bournemouth. I know Bournemouth are better in attacking perspective recently, but I hope he can get some attacking returns. Gabriel and Pedro, hope they are give me another and better performance. Gabriel at home and Pedro Boro away from home against Manchester United. I have Taylor or bench against Luton. I'm really think about starting him and benching one of Gabriel and Pedro. Please help me in comment section if it's possible, and you may do it or not. Benching one of Gabriel or Pedro for Taylor against Luton. And as I mentioned last video, my plan for game week 21 is to get Erling Haaland and selling both of Salah and Son, who joined their national teams and aren't available till game week 24 mostly. So basically, it will be the answer to this question. Vijak teacher asked me on Twitter, best Salah and Son replacement. I have 2 free transfers. It's my same and identical situation. I have 2 free transfers. I'm looking for selling both of Son and Salah. Basically, I will start by listing my options and how I think and what are my choices. I will list midfielders all have good schedule and great fixtures to target, but by looking at the best midfielders for big chances, looks like Salah is the top for 20 big chances. The second one is for 15 big chances. Mbemo is the third, Richa the fourth. My question for you is, who is the second best midfielder for big chances? I think we'll know this by watching the video till the end and applying to me at the end of the video. Top midfielder for expected goals looks like Salah and Mbemo and Bowen, the top 3, followed by Son, Saka, Palmer and Richarlison. Top midfielder for expected goals involvement, which is expected goals and expected assets. Salah, Saka is the second here. Saka is very unlucky recently and has very excellent stats. Mbemo is the third, Son and Bowen fourth and fifth. Bruno Fernandes, the most unlucky player because of the Manchester United teammates. Palmer and Foden appear here, and Richarlison the last one. I will start by listing 3 proven nailed assets. They are talisman for their teams, and I think this is the most priority for replacement and transfers for Salah and Son. All of them have great and high ownership. They are not differentials, but they are proven nailed assets. They got high ownership for a reason. First one will be Bowen. Bowen playing out of position. He's listed as a midfielder in the game, but he's mostly center forward. He's in the top 3 midfielders for expected goals and big chances. He's consistent, has 3 returns in the last 4 games, and great run of fixture coming up. He's a talisman for West Ham United and has 2 favorable fixtures in the next 2 game weeks. Palmer is my second pick. He is with high ownership. The 18-pointer in game week 20 faces the leaky Fulham at home in game week 21. Decent fixture apart from Liverpool game week 22. You may bench him, you may start him. He's very cheap, and on penalties I think it's very excellent and decent tempting pick. Saka, the third one with very high ownership. I know Arsenal in a poor form, but I think Saka is the most lively attacker from Arsenal. His stats are great. In 6 game weeks, he has 20 shots inside the box, second among midfielders. I have 5 big chances, the first among midfielders. Great schedule coming 2 game weeks. I think these 3 midfielders all are important and top priorities to get. Thankfully, I have all of these players. I have the 3 midfielders in my team. I'm looking for some differentials and some new picks. First one, Foden from Man City is not differential anymore, but I have lower ownership, has great form, has decent form recently with 4 returns in 3 games. Suddenly and surprisingly, I found that he started 17 games this season out of 19 for Man City. Has a potential of double game week, which is very tempting for me. Getting a double game week in game week 21. If we get any announcement in the incoming few days, I think it will be no brainer for me. I will get him as one of my Salah and Son replacement. He's creative and good for bonus point system. My plan is to wait for Man City against Huddersfield for the fitness and updates and availability of Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Doku, and any double game week announcement. My only concern about him is the expected minutes, and the availability of Kevin De Bruyne and Doku may affect his minutes, but surprisingly he started 17 games this season. I know Kevin De Bruyne was not fit most of the season, but still a good sign and good tempting stats for him. My second pick, and I'm really thinking about him, is Diogo Jota from Liverpool. I think Salah now is not available and we may find Jota for the right winger spot. I think he's very excellent and can fit in any position. The front three can play the right side or left side or even as a center forward. He returns even off the bench. He has 9 returns this season despite started only 8 matches. Has injury which made him struggle this season, but I think he's the sharpest attacker from Liverpool. Add minutes will be assessed during the FA Cup and Carabao Cup these days, I think. And my plan now is to wait for Liverpool games against Arsenal and Fulham on 7th and 10th January. This will give us more information about Liverpool's setup without Mo Salah and about the expected minutes for Jota during coming game weeks. And my third and last one to pick is Richarlison. He's in great form, has 5 game weeks, 5 goals, has 5 successive starts, out of position as a midfielder, same as Bowen. On penalties with no Son or Maddison, but I think it's not a good points for him. I think Son and Maddison will affect Spurs hugely. My plan is to wait to know more about Tottenham and Richarlison, how they will look without Son and Maddison in FA Cup, but still, if he looked promising, I may get him. I'm really thinking about him as a center forward for this cheap price. His price is interesting, and for a 1 million cheaper than Jota and Foden will be a good point for him. So basically I have 3 options to get 2 out of them. My plan is to wait for the FA Cup and watch Man City, Liverpool and Tottenham decide about how these players will look. If we got any double game week announcement for Man City for game week 21, I'll get Foden instantly. But if we don't get any double game week announced, will make it better chance for Richarlison and Diogo Jota. But this is my plan currently. And if you looked at these stats from Fantasy Football Fix for the last 5 game weeks, looks like Saka was very unlucky and unfortunately he missed 4 big chances out of 5. He got 5 big chances among these midfielders and missed 4 of it, which gives you an idea how he's unlucky, but he's still getting it to good and great positions. He's the best and the top midfielder among all these options by far for touches inside the box. Has around 50 touches, followed by players like Foden and Bowen by half of this number. He's the best and most lively player from Arsenal, and I think in the next 2 game weeks he will rebound and will get some decent points. In addition to his goal threat, he has great and decent tempo assists creation. He has the best midfielder among these options for tempo assists by 12, same as Foden. Richarlison got 6 big chances during the last 5 game weeks and scored 5 out of 6 and missed only 1, which is surprisingly for me. And I think his stats are improved and these numbers will be better, but hope he can continue without Son and Maddison. Maddison will be back soon, but I'm not expecting him to get a start in game week 21. And to sum it up, if you are looking for a forward who has high goal threat and not creating any or many chances, we should target Bowen and Richarlison for goal threat. But if you are looking for the creative midfielder, we should target Foden, Palmer or even Saka for a mix of attacking threat and assisting potential. Finally, a quick question about Brighton, Aston Villa at Man City, other midfielders. You have great, excellent fixture, but why not Gross, Bailey, Diaby or Kevin De Bruyne? I think Gross is a good pick, but with no Mitoma, no Adingra, no Marsh, Gross still looking deep and not an explosive pick. basically and simply he isn't better than Bowen, Palmer, Jota, Richarlison or Foden, the above mentioned players. Regarding Aston Villa, I think there is uncertainty about Bailey starting and expected minutes. He started and got only more than 45 minutes in only 3 game weeks out of the last 5 game weeks. Diaby has the same, only 3 starts the last 5 game weeks. And regarding Kevin De Bruyne, is he an option? I think he's not an option. He's not an option for coming game weeks. Still, his fitness still query, and I think he won't start and play for many minutes for game week 21 or even 22. Will start limited minutes, will regain his fitness, but I'm still not confident and not sure about his fitness and availability for playing more than 60 minutes every game week. Finally, my question for you, which is the second best midfielder for big chances, has 15 big chances this season. Mohamed Salah is the first one, the third is Mbeumo, and Richarlison the fourth. And another question, please help me start Taylor ahead of Gabriel or Pedro Porro or bench him. I will mention the correct answer in my next video. Thanks guys for watching. I'll drop a like and subscribe, find it helpful, and your comments are welcome.